What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dom Kemp, and today we're going to be having a new series on the channel, guys. It's a sports podcast series, guys, and shout out to the main man, White Dog Skater, who commented this, guys. He commented this right here. Let me find it. It is right here. Okay. Bro, for advice, make some analysis move for bad NBA teams to become contenders. I think that is what will put more content in your channel. Just advice, great and update as always. So shout out to White Dog Skater. You are the real MVP, and I'm starting this on a team that many people, they don't consider a contender whatsoever, guys, and I'm going to change that. I'm going to try to change you guys' opinions for the future of the Atlanta Hawks, guys. So we're going to be talking about them right now. But first and foremost, if you guys do go on to enjoying this drawn out podcast, it's going to be, fairly longer than my transfer rumor videos and stuff like that, and NBA news videos and Premier League news videos, guys. It's going to be a little bit longer than that, so I hope you guys are ready. Sit back, relax, enjoy. If you guys do enjoy, though, please like it if you like it, so I know that you guys enjoy it, and then I could do, like Boston Celtics or somebody. So let me know what team you want me to do next. But other than that, let's get into it. So, guys, we're going to be speaking on the fact that the Atlanta Hawks have lost a lot of players, guys. They've lost a lot of key players, such as Tim Hardaway Jr. and a couple more, such as Dwight Howard as well. But let's actually speak on their 2016-2017 season and their roster and depth chart real quick, guys. So, the Atlanta Hawks depth chart. Their point guard last season was Dennis Schroeder. Shooting guard, Tim Hardaway. Small forward, Taurean Prince. I hope I'm saying that right. Power forward, Paul Millsap. And center, where they rotated Miles Plumlee and Muscala. I believe that Dwight Howard got transferred or traded right before the All-Star break, right? So which didn't show him there, guys. So pretty interesting right there. So Miles Plumlee and Muscala were rotating at the starting position on center. The rotational players that the Atlanta Hawks had, guys, was Jose Calderon as a point guard, Kent Bazemore as a shooting guard. Their, a small forward, was, like rotates, back and forth. So they didn't have a, good backup small forward last season, guys. And power forward is Ersan Ilyasova, as well as the backup center in the rotation is Mike Muscala. So I believe Miles Plumlee started more games than Muscala, and that's exactly why he is in the rotational mark of the things, guys. But wait a second, though. The Atlanta Hawks did have other players, and those other players were Mike Dunleavy, Thabo Sefolosha, Chris Humphries, Marco Bellinelli, and DeAndre Bemby, guys. So those are like their other players. They didn't. Right, these are players that got limited playing time last season for the Atlanta Hawks. Just letting you know that right now. So it's not like they just ran out of players. No, they had backups, but they didn't, rotate into the starting lineup as much as many Atlanta Hawks fans might have liked or not liked about. So, guys, I'm going to speak on the 2016 Hawks leaders, guys, and who were these are the players who led the team, whether it's minutes, steals, blocks, points, rebounds, assists. That is what I'm going to be speaking on, guys. And you guys are going to hear some of these names. These are some of the key players to the Atlanta Hawks play, guys. So pretty interesting. But right before I tell you guys that, the Atlanta Hawks actually missed the playoffs last season. So right now I'm going to provide some free agents that will, in my opinion, at least get them that 7th or 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, especially since so many of the big players from the Eastern Conference moved over to the Western Conference. So the Western Conference is going to be pretty competitive. But let's speak on the 2016 Hawks leaders. In minutes per game, it was Dennis Schroeder with 31.5 minutes per game out of 40. Pretty interesting right there. The field goal percentage was Dwight Howard when he played for them, 63.2% in field goal percentage per game. The three-point percentage was Mike Muscala, the center, the rotational center for the team, at 41.8%. The free throw percentage was Dennis Schroeder, leading the team at 88.5% at the free throw line. Rebounds per game was Dwight Howard with 12.7 rebounds a game, which is pretty crazy right there. But it's a shame that the Hawks let him go. Assist per game was Dennis Schroeder, 6.4 assists per game. Blocks per game was Dwight Howard with 1.2 blocks per game in the regular season. Steals per game was Kent Bazemore off of the bench and averaging 1.3 steals per game, nor a steal per game. And then guys, the points per game was Dennis Schroeder at 17.9. So you hear Dennis Schroeder a lot, guys. And Dennis Schroeder is pretty much what, in my opinion, the Atlanta Hawks should build around is Dennis Schroeder. He is the future of the Atlanta Hawks. Loyal to the team, and all he wants is playoff basketball, guys. So just saying this right now, if the Atlanta Hawks want to contend, then build around Schroeder. Don't trade Schroeder, because then the Atlanta Hawks aren't in anything. And just remember, guys, Paul Millsap also left to the Denver Nuggets. So that's why Hawks dropped off a little bit, because they lost Dwight Howard and Paul Millsap, even though Dwight Howard wasn't really doing as much, guys. So just saying that right there, pretty interesting if you think about it that way, because wow, man. And if they could have worked together, Schroeder, Millsap, and Dwight Howard, they could be contenders in the Eastern Conference, especially if they still had these players for this upcoming 2017-2018 season. And now, guys, we are going to look at the roster for this season, guys. Yes, I know the free agents, there are still a lot left, guys, but this is updated from July 14th, guys. So no, of course, I'll bring you guys news and stuff like that if the Atlanta Hawks make any more trades or signings. But, guys, here's the 2017-2018 Atlanta Hawks as in their starters. They have Schroeder at the 1 point guard position. Shooting guard is Kent Bazemore. So he got promoted from the bench up into the starting lineup this season, possibly. We got small forward, Taurean Prince. We got power forward, John Collins. And at center is Miles Plumlee. Miles Plumlee is good, but not an elite center, guys. So, now, as I said before, if they want to build around the player, then build around Dennis Schroeder. Look for a solid shooting guard, let's say, in the free agent market. Look for a solid center. Look for a solid power forward. Look for a small forward. Look at players that will help out Dennis Schroeder. Because so far, when I read to you guys that's on stat line, it looks like Schroeder is literally the only person working. You know what I'm saying? So, pretty interesting right there. And in the rotation, guys, Malcolm Delaney and Marco Bellinelli are in the rotation right there. And there's a player with limited playing time, and that is DeAndre Bembry. Bembry and Stone. I don't know who Stone is, but we'll have to find out this upcoming season. And now, guys, here is the part of the podcast where I am going to speak about who, in my opinion, the free agents that are left, the Atlanta Hawks should sign. Now, it's interesting because many of them are older, with the exception of one of them, guys. But here we go. Let's talk about, in my opinion, who the Atlanta Hawks should sign if they get a chance, guys. So, here's what I said. I said move Kent Bazemore to the small forward position and sign Tony Allen at shooting guard. Yes, Tony Allen's a 35-year-old player, but, guys, he is a defensive specialist. He will help lock down on Red defense. And, Kent Bazemore, I believe, is taller than him. So, right there, guys. And I said, the former Memphis Grizzlies man, Tony Allen, guys, okay? So, and if any of these reviews seem or aren't, realistic, let me know in the comment section down below. And please, guys, provide your feedback as well, what you think the Atlanta Hawks should do in this offseason. But, guys, and then I said, at the power forward position, sign Brandon Bass for the power forward position and send John Collins to the bench. Have John Collins as a rotational player and put Brandon Bass in the starting lineup, because Brandon Bass, he can shoot the 3-ball, he can post up, and he can score. He can play defense as well. A fantastic player. I remember when he played for the Boston Celtics, I believe it was. Fantastic, an all-around player in my opinion. Then I said a point guard / shooting guard, and as a backup, sign Trey Burke for Schroeder. And as a backup, guys, okay? Nor just, sign Trey Burke, and then don't sign Tony Allen. Because Trey Burke is still young, guys. Played for the Utah Jazz for a couple of seasons. He's still young and has a lot of potential to keep on growing. And then I believe him and Schroeder in the backcourt would be pretty nice to see, in my opinion, of course. But guys, and last but not least, at the center position, I said this. Sign Pau Gasol as a starting center. Now, this is interesting right here because Pau Gasol is getting older and older. He doesn't want to go back to the Spurs, and as I read it, but it's pretty interesting because if they sign Pau Gasol as a starting center, they'll have Miles Plumlee coming off of the bench, and Miles Plumlee is no slouch. Yes, he might not be the elite center that everybody wants, but he's one of the better ones in if not a top 20, then I would say a top 40 center in the league, in my opinion, of course, guys. But other than that, if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns about where I got like this and the information, guys, then let me know in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to let you guys know. But other than that, once again, thank you to White Dog Skater for the comment on this new series, guys. I'm trying something new. Hopefully this works out pretty well. But that is it, guys. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Wow.